Hi everyone, this video will be about ICD-10-CM General Coding Guidelines Part 1. In this video, we are going to learn how to locate a code in the ICD-10-CM. Let's begin. There are certain rules for locating a code in the ICD. The first rule is, first we have to locate the term in the alphabetic index. In your ICD manual, there is a alphabetic index, right? So first we have to locate the term in the alphabetic index and then we have to verify the code in the tabular list. And we also have to check the instructional notations that appear in both alphabetic index and tabular list. And it is essential to use both alphabetic index and tabular list when locating and assigning a code. We should never assign a code just by looking at the alphabetic index. We have to always verify it in the tabular list. So why do we have to always verify the code in the tabular list? That is because the alphabetic index does not always provide the full code. Selection of the full code including laterality and any applicable 7th character can only be done in the tabular list. Now let us look at some examples so that we'll be clear how to locate a code in the ICD-10-CM manual. The first example is epigastric pain. So here the main term is pain. From the index to diseases and injuries, we have to look for pain. So under pain, we have to look for epigastric. So you can find epigastric, epigastrin, the code is R10.13. As we read in the rules, we should never assign a code just by referring to the index. We have to always verify the code in the tabular list. So let us review the code R10.13 in tabular list. In the tabular list, you can find R10.13 is for epigastric pain. So that is the right code. Let us see another example. Second example is acute asthma exacerbation. So in this, the main term is asthma, right? From the index to diseases and injuries, look for the term asthma. So under that, you can find asthma exacerbation acute. The code is J45.901. So we have to review the code in the tabular list. When you review the code in the tabular list, J45.901, it is for unspecified asthma with acute exacerbation. So here the example is acute asthma exacerbation. So J45.901 is the right code. Next example, cellulitis of the arm. So here the main term is cellulitis. So in the index, look for cellulitis. When you search for cellulitis in the index, below that you can find arm. Okay. So they have mentioned see cellulitis upper limb. So when you look at upper limb under cellulitis, you can find the code L03.11. Okay. Beside that, they have mentioned this sign. So here the dash indicates that another character is required to complete the code. So we have to review this code in the tabular list. Even if they have not mentioned dash in front of the code, we have to always review it in the tabular list. So let us review L03.11. L03.11 is for cellulitis of other parts of the limb. So a 6th character is required. In the example, the diagnosis does not specify if the cellulitis is in the left or right arm. Right. So we have to report the code L03.119. That is for cellulitis of unspecified part of limb. If they had mentioned right or left, then we would have coded other codes. But they have not specified whether it is right or left arm. Right. So we are using the code cellulitis of unspecified part of the limb. Let us see another example. Right eyebrow laceration, subsequent encounter. So here the main term is laceration, right? So here the laceration is in the eyebrow, right? So we have to check laceration eyebrow. So they have mentioned see laceration eyelid. So when we check eyelid, the code is S01.11. And also they have mentioned a dash. So it indicates the code is incomplete. Let us review the code in the tabular list. When you check the code S01.11, that is for laceration without foreign body of eyelid and periocular area, a 6th character is needed. So let us choose the sixth character. Here they have mentioned right eyebrow. So we have to use the code S01.111, that is for laceration without foreign body of right eyelid. Okay. If they had mentioned left eyebrow, then we would use the code S01.112. But here they have mentioned right eyebrow, so we are using S01.111, and you can see a seventh character is needed. Always you have to check that. Okay. So above this code you can find they have mentioned the appropriate seventh character is to be added to each code from the category S01. So we have to use A as the seventh character if it is initial encounter. We have to use D as the seventh character if it is subsequent encounter, and S if it is sequel. So here they have mentioned subsequent encounter. So we will use the seventh character D. Okay. So the right code will be S01.111D. I hope you are clear with it. Let us see another example. Left outer cheek abrasion, initial encounter. Okay. So here the main term is abrasion. So in the index we have to look for abrasion. So here they have mentioned cheek abrasion, right? So under abrasion we have to check cheek. So we are referred to the code S00.81. Now we have to review the code in the tabular list. When we check the code S00.81 in the tabular list, that is for abrasion of other part of head, a seventh character is needed, right? Below the category S00, they have mentioned the appropriate seventh character is to be added to each code from the category S00, that is A for initial encounter, D for subsequent encounter, S for sequela. In the example, they have mentioned initial encounter. So we have to use the seventh character as A. So we will code it as S00.81 XA. Because this code needs 7 characters and the letter X is used as a placeholder for the sixth character, and the seventh character is A, that is for initial encounter. I hope you are clear with it. We are placing the letter X as a placeholder for the sixth character.